Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
So we've been going through a trying time for like the last week. Just to let you guys know, we lost Zeke.
Right. It's been more like 6 weeks. But just this last week is when we let him go, and it's been very difficult for us. It's a lot to process. When you lose a friend who's been there for you, for the past umpteen years and been solid as a rock, and you've had a lot of life experiences with this one, and how do you process that? That's very difficult. It's very challenging.
Yeah, it definitely is. He had developed a cough, and we took him in, and they found nothing initially. So, he seemed to be getting a little bit better, and then he got very bad, and we took him back in, and they did x-rays, and they saw that his heart was enlarged 4 or 5 times normal, and there was also something in the lungs. So we felt with energy work we would be able to correct the lung issue, but the heart was so enlarged that it was too much and too far along. And, he ended up having a heart attack, and I ran energy on him, and his heart restarted, and the guides came through, loud and clear that it was time to let him go. So instead we just, spent an hour helping him transition.
Right. We did mantras with him, and it was a very beautiful thing in many ways, but very, very heartbreaking too. But to allow someone to transition in peace is, this is, I feel, was a blessing in many ways to be able to let someone go with such peace. So this is what we did. Now, they found a big mass on his lungs, and we were really confident that we could have taken care of that through energy work and holistic healing. But ultimately, it was his heart that decided that it was time for him to go. So this has been going on with us for the last 6 weeks, and it's been quite hectic, really.
Yeah, as before that, we got the feeling that it was time to bring somebody new in our life, because both of the pups were getting up there in age. And, Zeke still had it in him where he'd want to play, and Sassy, being like 12 to 15 pounds, and Zeke was like 60 pounds. Sassy would be intimidated to play. So we went ahead and found somebody that was 3 weeks old at the time, and made plans to bring them home. And it was really, he was only home a week, the new puppy, and then everything happened with Zeke. And so we'll introduce you guys in a future video to our new family members. But right now we just wanted to let you know about Zeke. I had adopted him back in 2015, and he was a rescue. And in the rescue, they had maybe 150 dogs, and she's probably only like 20 of them were not some form of pit bull. Almost all of them were pits. He was the one that was, well, they would put little stickies on their cages, basically saying, potty trained, or listens well, plays with others, everything they do right. And also things to be aware of with particular dogs. Well, Zeke had the most little stickies. Everybody said that he was exceptional. And his soul really grew during our time.
Well, yeah, I mean, Zeke and Sass understands now whenever we run energy on people, they want to be right in the middle of it. They know where the good vibes are, and they'll come and just lay right on your lap and fall right to sleep. And I think through years of that really did help him evolve in certain ways that we might not really understand. And sometimes, when a soul does pass over, that's a time where I can be allowed to look and see what's going on. And amongst the things I could see as far as what Zeke was doing, he was part of a bigger collective, which I thought was really cool. A bigger collective of dogs and of a type of evolution that I'm not completely understanding at this time. But as he healed, many others healed with him, and sometimes we might hear about ancestral DNA, and people might ask, well, how can I help heal my ancestral line? Well, if you focus on yourself and your own healing, all of that information, that healing transfers into your ancestral lineage and to the children and grandchildren you might have, and this is similar in Zeke's case. He really came a long way. I mean, he is such a good dog, and sometimes I look at pets and I see a reflection of their human. I mean, Zeke was so quiet, so gentle, so many things about him. He didn't even know he was a pit bull, really. I mean, Sassy's far more aggressive. But yeah, I mean, it was really heart-wrenching, but we felt it was time to let you guys know what's been going on this end.
So back in 2015 when I got him, they said he was about 3.5, but we got from the guides after he passed that he was actually more like 6 at that point in time. In reality, he didn't seem to really age besides getting a little gray in his beard until really like the last week or two. It seemed like he deteriorated really fast. You could start to see him slowing down a little bit, the last few months, but not even so much. And, it was pretty sudden. But the guide said that this was something that he had with him a long time. And that really was just the fact that he was around all the energy work being done for so long that really gave him a much longer life.
Yes, that really helped him out a lot, and I believe it really helps humans too, to put us into alignment. We can better understand how we need to heal ourselves. We fall into that alignment that's the best path for ourselves, and just being around those higher vibrations, because when you're dealing with vibrations, you're dealing with entrainment, and your vibration is going to move to the highest vibration in the room. So it is a collective thing when you're dealing with healing, when you're dealing with biofield tuning, when you're dealing with Reiki, Pranic healing. It's common that all the vibrations in the room go up, and I think that really benefited him in so many ways, as far as even ascension is concerned. So yeah, I mean, he lived a really beautiful life. He was just exceptional. He was so good.
And Cindy still sees him, and I could sense him too. So it's one of his favorite places was just like laying down by the heater, which is like a little portable fireplace. And so he still does that, even though he doesn't have his physical body.
Right. It is a little bit difficult when you understand that death is just a transition, but it's still painful. You have to get used to a whole new vibration. You have to get used to a different type of an essence. You understand that the soul that is animating the body are really two separate things, but still loss can be extremely painful because you have to readjust. And I remember when he finally made that separation, the whole vibration in the room just changed. I mean, everything got so quiet, and you could tell the difference between the Zeke that we knew that was animating himself and the new Zeke that we would know in an energetic way. But absolutely, I see him sniffing around things. I see him laying in front of that electric heater at night. I see him, sometimes just out in the yard. So he's also learning some new abilities that he wasn't aware of. But he's very much still here with us. And he really wanted to play. He wanted to play so bad. But, in the last little while, it just was impossible.
So we just want to let you guys know.
So thank you for being a part of our family. God bless and namaste.